Welcome everybody that's tuning into the stream. We'll be starting shortly. Thank you. Feel free to chat and we'll reply in the chat while we're getting ready to start here. Hello everyone. Looks like we have a few watching already. Let me know
Hey
if you
everybody.
can't hear me. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. See, we have some more viewers coming in. Okay, we will start going over some updates soon. We're waiting for our third member to join here. Thank you again for everybody that's tuned in so far. And let me know if the audio is too loud or too quiet in chat. This is our first time using this setup.
Oh, Dylan, are you on?
Dylan? Hello, hello? There we go. Nice to see you in chat, Jerry, and thanks on the audio. I was hoping it wasn't going to be too loud. We hear Dylan making noise, but we can't actually hear him talk yet. So we're waiting on that. Ooh, new subscriber. Thank you for that. And welcome. Uh, Willie, maybe we go ahead and let you start going over the overview, and when Dylan gets his audio figured out, we'll have him join in.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you want to drop the link in the chat while I'm talking. Um, we're gonna start putting out weekly updates about what we've been working on with the project. Right now we're working hard on getting our second release of the cards put out. And so we've set up a blog on Medium, and we'll be sharing posts every weekend about how our progress is. So this first time around, we've got quite a bit to show off. Our biggest feature that we've rolled out lately has been achievements and leaderboards and better ways to track your collections on our website. So um, there's a new link in the top bar of the site called Browse, and that'll take you to all the different features you can look at. And so I'll just kind of go through those. So collections are tracked through your wallet. You can type in any receiving address from your wallet, and we can pull all the cards that you hold in that wallet, and you just kind of quickly scroll through all the cards you hold. It'll show, the data about the cards, the rarity, that sort of thing, and you can filter based on rarity on that page. The script runs about once every 3 to 4 hours, so changes don't take effect immediately, but they update several times a day. The other thing is achievements, so we thought that'd be a fun new way to, kind of go after different sorts of collections within the cards of the first series. So, that ranges from just having one of each pool in the collection to having all of, different sorts of badges like developers, podcasters, creators, that sort of thing. Holding, one of each rarity, etc. So you can kind of go through, you can track your progress for each achievement, see how close you are, and hopefully go in our Discord and trade with other members of the community, help each other complete your collections. And then we have a leaderboards that will show how everyone stacks up that holds AdaCards, so you can see who's got the most achievement points. And you can also browse their collections. And we've got a column for owner. Stake address isn't I don't know, a bunch of random letters and numbers isn't that exciting. So the people that are in our Discord that are comfortable linking their stake address, like showing who they are on the leaderboard, they can just message us on the Discord and we'll put a more friendly username there. So that's it on the website updates.
Next thing
Let's
was
see.
Twitter
Yep.
giveaways.
Oh, yeah. So we're doing daily giveaways of AdaCards. We're giving away a card from each of the 33 pools in Series 1. We've made it, I think, a little over halfway through all the pools, so there's still plenty left to give away. So make sure you subscribe on Twitter and enter every day for those giveaways. And then as we wrap up those giveaways, we'll be also wrapping up Series 1. And so in order to allow all the pools that we had in Series 1 to participate in Series 2 while not, releasing too many cards from a single pool, we've decided we're going to cut Series 1 off at some point right before Series 2. We're going to burn any cards that are remaining for sale, and we're going to remint those into Series 2 cards. And so that'll let all those pools participate, and we're maintaining a maximum limit of 500 cards per pool. So any pool that has more than 500 cards, we've randomly pulled blocks that they've created. We've minted cards for those, and that'll be the limit through all of the Shelly era, which will go up until the Alonzo hard fork, which is coming sometime late summer. So we're gonna remint cards. We're also another thing we're gonna do is rebalance um, the rarity distributions. So large pools kind of got a, a a worse distribution of rarities because since they had more than 500 blocks, we randomly picked cards. Since most of those, we randomly picked blocks to make into cards. Since most of the blocks end up being common cards, that meant a larger majority of the big pools cards ended up being commons, which is not really what we intended. We wanted all the pools to kind of have the same distribution of rarities. So what we're going to do is while we're still going to draw random cards for Series 2, we're going to make sure when we randomly pick them that we pick them in a distribution that would match smaller pools with less than that many blocks. So um, along those lines, we're also going to increase the rarity of rare and epic cards. While we do want those to be really rare and be something people are excited about getting. Uh, we feel like Series One might have been a little too rare, so 90% of the cards were commons. So we decided we're going to double the number of rare cards and epic cards. So in Series 1, every 10th block a pool made was a rare, and every 100th block a pool made was an epic. We're going to bring that down to every 5th block a pool makes is a rare, and every 50th block is an epic. So um, that'll end up being there'll be about 80% of the cards are common. So that'll still be the vast majority, but then we'll have about 18% of the cards will be rares, and then 2% will be epics. There'll be no changes to the legendaries. So the legendary cards are only for hard fork events. So any pools that made a block in the first epic of each of the 3 hard forks up until now have legendary cards. And that's all the legendaries that there can be until the next hard fork, which will be Alonzo, which is when smart contracts come out. And that will also mark a new era. So um, that's what we're planning looking into the future. That'll be Series 3. So Series 3 will feature a change in the cards to an Alonzo era. Um, I don't know if Hunter, if you can scroll up to a card. I think there's a card halfway, a little up further from the giveaways. They're just kind of oh, I think the stream's backed up. So if you'll see on that card, the bottom it says Shelley era, and the card design is based on Percy Shelley, who it's named after. Once the Alonzo hard fork happens, any blocks made after that will have a new background, and it'll be an Alonzo era card, so it'll be a new set of cards. So
Awesome.
cover everything. Let's see, a couple minor things. So we are going to implement a new policy ID for Series 2 releases. We're going to do this so that we can completely, when we stop Series 1 and we burn the remaining cards, we're then going to delete the keys used to make Series 1, and that will forever lock um, any cards minted under the Series 1 policy ID so that no more can ever be made, and we'll continue to do that through future releases. And so, so for those that don't know, a policy ID is how you uniquely identify a set of NFTs to be genuine. So if you look at the name of a NFT, it says AdaCard 1234. That is not unique. Anyone can go make an NFT and call it AdaCard 1234. What is unique is the policy ID that comes before that, which is kind of a gross string of letters and numbers. But that is how you sign basically an NFT as being from this project. You match that policy ID to what the creators publish, and so you'll find that on our website. Um, and so that's important for when you're trading any NFTs, is you need to verify that that policy ID matches the actual project you're trading. One other thing is we're about to open up stake pool signups for Series 2. So we'll have a page set up that stake pool operators that are interested in being a part of Series 2, that can come sign up and provide us their logo files and info about their pool that they want to include. And just to note to everyone, we don't include any pools that don't want to be involved. So we're not going and stealing people's logos and making cards for them. Everyone that is involved has signed up to be a part of the project. So and think that is it.
Awesome. I think we have Dylan in here now. Dylan?
Can you hear me?
Oh, we can hear
Yep.
you now. Sweet.
I can hear you now finally too.
Okay. So we've had some viewers show up while we were in the middle of that. I'm hoping we can get some people in the chat, but I haven't had anybody chat so far.
If you guys have questions, please ask.
And we'd also love to hear any ideas on future pools that you think would be great for the next release. And meanwhile, while we wait to see if we can get any chat from anybody, maybe we do this. Maybe we let you and Dylan talk a little bit about your backgrounds and where AdaFolio came from, and then AdaCards coming out of that, and just some of the neat history behind that. While we see if anyone says anything in chat.
Yeah, you want to take it, Dylan?
Sure. You want to take it, Willie? Um, so all of these ideas started in the same place, which was Willie's garage while we were lifting weights. Um, yeah. So the main point behind um, AdaFolio was the idea of multi-delegation that IOHK is trying to add into Cardano, and there was talk about it after the release of Shelley, possibly coming soon. And so we decided that it would be cool to have a website where people could create portfolios of stake pools that they would like to split their stake across. And then the idea was that this would be something that community members could make and share. Then people could vote on lists that they liked, and those would be the more popular lists, and we would pull in all the stats and metrics, so you could look at a list and see how many pools were in it and which pools were in it and what their ROI was and how big the pool was. And then we would also write code to generate automatic lists of some sets of pools that could be verified by code. And some of those might not be for necessarily delegation. Some of them might be just for analysis, like all the large pools, all the small pools, that kind of thing. So then we made it to where you could export the lists, the portfolio pools as kind of a we just made a default, like, dump the dictionary in Python, dump the dictionary as a JSON file, and then we were going to update that format, to be whatever a wallet would ingest later, or API or something. And then we actually got tagged in a Cardano improvement proposal recently, where they're talking about how they're going to actually format portfolios as a list. And so so we're going to be updating that as it gets finalized. So you want to add anything I forgot about, Willie?
Just to kind of, so this is kind of where AdaCards came from. Is we wanted a way to under AdaFolio to kind of help promote community pools, so people that do things that benefit the Cardano community. People that are actually community members, not running huge organizations or, exchange operators and that sort of thing. We have no intention of creating cards for Binance. But so, we just kind of wanted a cool way to, through NFTs, which are gaining a lot of traction. We, in the, when like, Space Buds and other NFTs came out on Cardano, we were hanging out in the channels, thought it was super cool. But people were talking and didn't even know what staking was. So we wanted a way to kind of help educate people on, go stake your ADA and go find these, cool pool operators, people that benefit the community, and delegate your ADA to them. So we thought this would be a cool way to kind of find out about what different people are doing and just staking in general.
Okay, we did get a question. Nate Meckley asked, any other pools other than Buddha that are for sure not participating in Series 2? And the only answer to that would be Salad Pool, solely because Salad Pool also is no more, to my knowledge.
Yeah, except I would say even both of those pools will be part of Series 2, unless for some reason they don't want to be. As we said, we're going to burn any remaining cards from Series 1, so I just checked. There's still plenty of their cards remaining, or a few of them at least. So as long as those don't sell out, we would love to make Series 2 cards for those pools, and that would likely be the last ones we could make. But I think it's it'd be cool collector's items to hold cards for pools that have retired, and hopefully Buddha can come back someday. We're sad to see him go.
Okay, that did not do
Same
well.
with Salad as well.
And I guess also, I think as Willie was saying, I was in the middle of doing something. If there is any questions on, are there any pools that have asked, to not continue or anything along those lines? We've had no feedback like that. I was hoping to get your guys' video in here, but I think it's going to be tough to do this live.
I saw myself for a second. Right?
Yeah, I didn't like the way that one was set up.
Doing it live.
Yeah. Thanks for the question, Nate. And anyone else that's come in and joined us, seen we've had some go and come, feel free to ask some questions. I'll make sure and repost the blog update we went over in chat. And you're welcome to go read that. And if you have any questions about what you're reading, feel free to ask us. Meanwhile, I'm going to let you two continue to talk about the cards, or maybe something about the minting, or I believe another good thing that would be interesting for the audience to hear is maybe what's made AdaCards different or more difficult than many of the other NFTs. There's everything about multiple NFTs in one purchase to the automated point of sale, along with coordination with pool operators, and of course the artwork, and the fact that we all are not graphic artists, unlike many NFT creators. So I'll let you guys talk about that.
Yeah. So yeah, there were several facets to the project that made it much more difficult than a lot of others. One of that was just minting cards into packs. We found out that was much more difficult than it sounds. We ran into issues with UTXOs getting too big, and so that's a huge, complicated topic to broach. But so UTXO stands for unspent transaction output, and that is the basis for how accounting is done on Cardano. So as opposed to if you spend 2.5 ADA on something, you don't just go subtract 2.5 from your wallet. You actually have to, like, everything has to be spent as, it's sort of like a dollar bill, right? Like if I have a $10 bill and I need to buy something that's $9, I can't just rip 10% of that $10 bill off and hand it to someone. I've got to give someone a $10 bill and they give me back, a 5 and 4 ones, and then I pay $9 and I get one back. So that's kind of how it works. Is every transaction has an input, and the outputs have to add up to what that input was. So I can put in 100 ADA and I get 10 ADA back, and 90 ADA goes to who I'm paying. So that adds all kinds of complication to things when you've got thousands of tokens in your wallet, and you're trying to send like 5 at a time. We ran into this issue where they just kept combining. So if we had like 100 tokens all in the same UTXO and we tried to send them out to different people, they kept getting combined and combined and combined, and we'd end up with hundreds of tokens in a single UTXO. And there's actually a limit on the blockchain, and we were running into errors. So that's way more in the weeds than anyone cares about, I'm sure. But so that was one of the issues we had to solve. And then just building the point of sale platform to be able to sell to hundreds of people at the same time, having a reservation system where you reserve a pack and then have time to pay for that. It's very hard to scale a web server to deal with those sorts of transactions and send them out in real time. Other projects just collected money and then sent money out, or sent their tokens out at some point in the future. We did not want to do that. We believe that they should be, you should get what you paid for immediately. So the system we worked out turned out pretty well. Everyone got their tokens within a few minutes of sending in the payments, and so we've made a lot of improvements to that infrastructure since our first release, and so we expect our Series 2 sale will be even better.
Yeah, and it's hard to almost appreciate just talking about it as far as when he's talking about and the differences. For instance, when I came in to start helping these guys, one of the things that ate up the most time was just working with the pool operators to get all the information we needed. You talk about 33 different pools. Well, that's 33 different one-on-one conversations, trying to get all of the the exact information we need, really working hard not to mess any of the information up, because once these cards are minted, that's a big difficult thing to handle, even after the artwork's generated. And so on top of all that complexity, then I think Willie hit it. We had kind of thought about it a little bit as far as what we were doing when it came to trademarks and emblems, but all of a sudden we had 33 logos that we did not create, and a lot of them had the Cardano logo in them. And there was quite a few talks between the three of us, along with Dylan doing some heavy reading into the into some verbiage on some websites as far as what's acceptable, what's not, and then actually some really great responses from the Cardano Foundation, and actually they got back to us much quicker than we expected on that. And of course, all of our pools that participated in Release 1, some of them were even proactive on that, and then some that didn't need to make updates or anything along those lines did a really good job of getting those updates made and sending stuff back to us. So, yeah.
Yeah, and the Cardano Foundation, we should note, they were actually, the people we talked to were actually loved the idea and they were very supportive of us doing it.
Yeah. So for anyone interested in what the rules are for using the Cardano logo, some people think that since that's, they think it's public domain, it is owned and trademarked by the Cardano Foundation, but they do want it to be used in the community. That's part of actually protecting a trademark, is having established usage and using it correctly. So the guidance we received is they have a set of logos. I think there's 3 different colors you're allowed to use. They have graphic files that are freely available to use, but you are not allowed to modify, recolor, resize, or obscure the logo at all. So you can't integrate that logo and put something over the top of it or recolor it or anything like that. But other than that, they're totally okay with people using it in products and NFTs and that sort of thing.
Okay. So I see we got a question about when we would get a moon pool.
That was not a question about Moonpool. That was
When moon?
No,
Is that what I think it means?
yeah, that was
Oh.
You'll have to
that was
excuse
village.
Hunter. He's a newcomer.
I
I think you spelled win wrong, Moon.
think that's actually.
You should see a W-E-N.
Oh, that's right. It's supposed to be WWEN. Yes. Yep. Yep. Um. Well, you will know when we hit the moon because Willie and I will sell and we'll be gone. Just kidding. Just kidding. So I had to step away for a second, but did we talk about the UTXO size and how
Yeah,
those
probably in way too much
we did?
detail.
Okay. Did we talk about it? I was trying to answer some questions today in the Telegram, and people were having some issues with UTXOs getting really big in the wallets and stuff. So I think that just to build off of what you guys kind of already talked about a little bit is just whenever you go to um, like send NFTs, it's probably best to send one at a time because UTX Cardano works on the extended UTXO model, and so the so all those NFTs sit in a UTXO, and so if you send, let's say you bought a few packs of AdaCards and you bought another NFT and another NFT and another, so you had several NFTs in your wallet. Each one of those, each pack of AdaCards and each one of the other NFTs you might have bought individually are sitting in a UTXO. So if you go to send one, AdaCard, and let's say you sent 3 AdaCards. Well, if they're not all in the same UTXO, then those all get combined. So now you have an input of 3 UTXOs that each have 5 AdaCards, an output that has 3 AdaCards that's leaving your wallet, and then another output that's coming back to your wallet that has 12 AdaCards in it. So those all got combined. So we've seen some people that had a lot of AdaCards and a lot of other NFTs and moved them between wallets, and so they all got combined where every transaction now has like 200 NFTs involved in the transaction because there's no small inputs anymore, or small UTXOs to go into it. If you're trying to send one NFT, you've got to have a 200 NFT input, then a 1 NFT output, and a 199 NFT output. And those can make transactions that are too big for the wallets to handle. So it's actually kind of a complicated calculation that the wallets have to make to determine the UTXO distribution. There's a minimum number of UTXOs on the Cardano blockchain. So let's see, there's like 31 billion total ADA, right? And the minimum UTXO size is 1. So that gives you your max number of UTXOs. Well, with the addition of all these tokens and stuff, they've made it to where, because it's a little bit more complicated than just the number of ADA, but they've made it to where you have this calculation that's based on how big, the data is on the chain. Basically, how big the name of the NFT is, and that determines how much ADA has to actually be with that NFT to keep there from being too many UTXOs, to keep the chain from the current ledger state from getting too big. So if you have, the minimum ADA with an NFT, so you have like 1.5 ADA with this NFT and 1.5 with this one, you had 20 of them, okay? And then you tried to send 20 ADA out of your wallet. Well, what it would do is it would say, okay, I got to get 20 ADA out of all these, so I'm going to combine all these UTXOs with NFTs and try to get the minimum that I need for like 20 NFTs, so that would be like 5 ADA or something, and then send the 20 ADA out. And so just you could have them all sitting there in your wallet, all in individual UTXOs, but then you go try to, pull out some ADA or whatever, and the wallet has to collapse them all down. So, anyways, that's a little bit of a tangent, but it's kind of related to how the UTXO size stuff that we had to run into with NFTs. But we're also seeing that now with wallets, and we have a lot of people. Even myself, I have a Trezor, and they had a limit on the transaction size, and I got a bunch of my NFTs actually stuck on my Trezor that I can't send. There's supposed to be a firmware update. Maybe it already happened. I don't know, but haven't checked it in a little bit. But that increases that size. But that's what happened. Like those kinds of things. So that's just something to keep in mind until the wallets get smarter. It's going to be a little difficult, and so I would suggest keeping some ADA only UTXOs in your wallet if you're trying to send ADA, and if you're sending NFTs back and forth, sending one at a time can help reduce them being all combined. Yeah. Do you have anything to kind of add to that, Willie? I know we've just seen some people have a little bit of trouble with large UTXO sizes.
Yeah, I think it's the best you can do now until the firmware gets updated and they can handle these better. So I know it's really complicated. We probably put everyone to sleep, but hopefully that helps somebody.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Another tangent we can go on really quick is another thing we've been working on in the background is we were chosen to be part of Alonzo Blue, which is a testnet for smart contracts. Um, for anyone that missed Cardano 360 last week, there's going to be a series of testnets that are steps towards the full release of Alonzo, which will bring smart contracts to Cardano. And so the first step of that is called Alonzo Blue, and that is they've brought in I think about 10 stake pools to run the testnet, and then we're partnering with the Plutus pioneers. So these are people who have spent several weeks learning how to write smart contracts for Cardano, and us SPOs will run the testnet for them to execute the contracts they've been developing. So that's pretty exciting. We're getting that set up now. It'd be pretty cool to see how that progresses, and then as the follow-on steps begin, more SPOs will come in, more developers will come in, and they'll continue testing the Alonzo code at a larger and larger scale until it's ready for full-scale release. It looks like the latest estimate I think is September, so that's when we're looking at full mainnet launch and the hard fork for Alonzo. So
And
pretty
obviously,
exciting.
that'll change the NFT landscape significantly, right?
Yes, absolutely. So the big thing for NFTs is you won't need to rely on peer-to-peer trades anymore. So currently, when you buy NFTs, from creators, and also when you trade them, you've got to rely on trust. You have to trust that if even if when you buy from someone that has written code, you trust that their code is going to send the tokens that you paid for. And then obviously when you want to trade with other people, that's why escrow services have been stood up, where you pay a fee to a middleman to verify the trade and facilitate it. So when smart contracts come out, that can all be automated. You don't have to worry about counterfeits. The smart contract can be written. There can be a AdaCards smart contract that part of that check is verifying the policy ID, and that will ensure that no one can trade a counterfeit AdaCard or any other project. So that'll be huge. And then the other thing that will obviously come with that is marketplaces. So it'll be much easier, to have more, central areas to trade NFTs of many projects. So that'll be very exciting.
Right, and I think that's something we should highlight for everyone because, that's been that's been something that I'm sure many have wondered, and it's been just another one of the challenges or difficulties that we've had to face with our project, where a lot of others have it, and that is the laws as far as how these trades are made without smart and with smart contracts, that'll be the case. But especially when you're talking about these escrow services that are so popular recently on the Discord servers, primarily a few large Discord servers, many NFT creators have been able to just kind of completely blaze right into there, utilize those to gain as much traction and publicity as possible, and and partner and be a part of those escrow services. And a lot of NFTs also have been able to, especially the big ones, even get some kickbacks for using some of those. We at Adafolio with AdaCards, that is not something that we, as many of you have seen, really chose to do or are part of, and mainly that came down to legal reasons. Being a U.S. based group, we felt that brought in risk for the way certain things could be interpreted, and that's why we kind of have our own Discord, trying to foster our own community, and do not offer an escrow service there. And I'm sure, and that has definitely made things a little bit more difficult for us compared to some other projects that have been able to utilize those large Discords and those escrow services. But that's okay, and I think that's kind of what's exciting about smart contracts is our I expect our team will be able to utilize our tech background when it comes to Cardano, where a lot of other NFTs might struggle, in the sense that instead of having to rely on a Discord server with some code on the back end, I believe our team will understand smart contracts, will be on the edge of smart contracts, and who knows what we might be able to come up with on the Adafolio website or a SKU off of Adafolio to enable the purchasing and trading of AdaCard NFTs and using smart contracts. And we're not going to have to rely on some other group that puts a website together and then we've got to use that website for our NFTs or anything along those lines. And I think that's just another example of what sets us apart. We proved it with our website's automatic point of sale purchase, where many others don't have that. And I think smart contracts will be another opportunity for us to flex that ability again, and will help AdaCards stand out as a really awesome NFT with some really good devs on the back end, pushing the marketplace forward.
Yeah, it'll be cool to see what happens, and it's gonna be cool to see the different like NFT marketplaces stand up too. I think those are gonna be cool to watch, see what they have.
Yeah.
You were talking about the Alonzo Blue. I'm just signing into our account here, our cloud account. I gotta get working on that. Get some progress made on that.
Anybody else, real quick? I'm sure most of you that are in here do probably follow our Twitter. We are currently holding a contest for a design for the back of the background of release 2 cards. I believe that runs here for over a week.
Yeah, till June 10th.
Yeah, so quite a bit of time left. I'm gonna post a link to that in our chat here, and you'll have a chance to design the background for the next release, and there's a little bit of a reward for it as well. Let me copy the link here. Willie was our designer on the last background.
Yep, that was the extent of my graphic design skills, so I couldn't come up with any other way to to make anything that looks cool. So we're reaching out to any real artists in the community. Would love to have someone make a cool new background, and we hope to be able to change up the cards with each coming series.
Yeah, we just got a question here from John. What technology / SDK do you use to communicate from your Python app to Cardano? something like Block Frost, and I'll let Willie or Dylan take that one.
No, we uh, we just talk to the wallet directly. So the wallet is essentially a server, right? An HTTP server. So we use we just use our own custom code to talk to the wallet backend.
And we should note there's actually a fourth team member who did a lot of the heavy lifting on the website backend, who's not with us right now. But we definitely plan to, I think.
Oh, he's not dead.
Yeah, yeah. We definitely plan to, I think, hold
Not
these
online.
live
Not
streams more often. And I think as we hold these live streams and I get better at handling them and the overlays and whatnot, and piping the video in, and we get more comfortable with the flow, who knows what maybe this morphs into. It'll always be an update on AdaCards. Maybe we use it to help inform people, on Cardano in general, because I know there's definitely plenty of questions that get put in the Viper Adder Telegram chat or the Adafolio chat. So this might be a great place to answer those questions, and also get a recording that we can point people to in the future, and take some clips and make some really nice little short bits for people to get some answers quickly. So yeah, we'll for sure be doing this more, and hopefully we'll get Josh in here as well.
Yeah, and also, send us a message. If you're not in our Telegram, definitely get in our Telegram. That's where we do most of our communication with people on everything we're working on. And, feel free to give us some feedback on what you'd like to see. I mean, maybe we can do kind of put together a bunch of questions from the Telegram that people are constantly asking, common questions, and we can just kind of do a live stream and talk through the answers. We've put together some articles on our website that explains a lot of the questions that we get, but it might be useful to just pull it up and talk through it, and anybody can ask questions while we're doing that. That might be good to do at some point.
Yeah, we did get a question about launching our own NFT marketplace after Alonzo launches. I think we would probably have to consider the same things that were considered as far as the Discord and escrow services, and what the legalities are as far as something like that. And we definitely try to err on the side of caution, being US based. But I'll let you guys throw an answer on that if you'd like to as well.
I mean, so the big thing with the marketplace is they are liable for anything traded on that marketplace, and so that's why we're kind of hesitant to do that. So tokens are, depending on how they are treated, they could be considered a security like a stock. And so we do everything we can to make it clear, right? Like, our NFTs are not investment vehicles. They should not be bought with any expectation that they're going to moon, and be able to resell them. And this is not a pyramid scheme, basically. If you run a marketplace, any project that gets traded on that, if they were to get in trouble with the SEC, the person running the marketplace would also be in trouble. So that has been our hesitance.
Yeah, absolutely. Good questions so far, though, guys. Feel free to keep them coming. Probably run this for another 10 minutes or so, unless we keep getting hit with some good questions.
I see Casey showed up late. We spent 20 minutes explaining this for you.
Yeah. I'm not going to go over the UTXO sizes again, Casey.
You'll just have to watch the. I'll go back and clip that section in the replay, and I'll post that in the Telegram for you, Casey. You can watch it there. So you can still hear Willie's nice, tired voice explaining it all for you.
Yeah, be a good way to go to sleep.
Yeah, like the podcast you turn on to go to sleep. Yeah. Awesome stuff. see here. Real quick, if anyone would be able to put in chat, has the audio as far as my mic and their audio been good as far as quality and level? I can see the levels partially, and I think I've got them tuned correctly so they're not oversaturating. But any feedback on that would be great. I rushed to get this put together for you guys tonight, and we'll make sure to evolve it in the future. ASMR. We can get a setup for ASMR. Don't you worry.
I don't actually know what that means.
I don't remember what the acronym means, but that's basically the thing where like, they use the binaural microphones, and sometimes they're really creepy, and it's actually like a mannequin head with microphones in each ear, and then they sit there and like rub around the ear and like snap and click on each side, and it's supposed to be, I don't know if stimulating is the right word or what, but
Okay.
it's something.
Okay, I'm gonna say we'll probably not do that.
Hypnotist. Nice. Steak more with Viper. Buy more AdaCards.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Let's see. What? Oh yes, and you probably already talked about this. Did you talk about the fact that we're trying to get the sign-up sheet up soon,
Yep.
so we can start getting people signed up, and so we need everybody to start pinging, your favorite stake pools to get them to let us know to include them for a release 2, series 2.
Okay. We did get a good question. How do you see the cards? Like, how do you show it? Let me pull it up over here. So one of the easiest ways is, let me go to the home page. If you're at the AdaCards homepage, we're still working on getting this on that page, which we should soon. You go to Browse, and then right here under Search Cards is where you can type in an AdaCard number and view it. So in your wallet, you should see an AdaCard number, and you could click View, or you could take your wallet address, place it into the Collections row, hit View, and it's going to display all the cards currently in that wallet, along with some really cool information. And you can also click it to make the card bigger. So that is currently one of the better ways to view the cards. And I'll go ahead and put the link to that page in the chat. Awesome. Okay, any other tidbits you guys would like to add? I hope
Nate wants us to talk about Adder.
I hope everybody's
Dylan, did Adder make a block this epic? It's the #1 question asked on our channel.
That's right. That's right. Adder did not get a block this epic. We got one last epic.
I would like to note for you guys that I really worked hard on my prop placement for this stream, and in sticking with the Cardano themed live videos, I made sure to have a giant safe in the background of my video for you guys, so it really felt
very
official.
Charles-esque.
Yes, yes.
Very committed.
I'm still unpacking my office here, so I'm gonna put the samurai armor over there and the masks up there.
And I'll be sure to talk about some bison next podcast as well.
Right. Yep, we'll get the farming stuff going too.
Yeah.
Talk about my garden.
Okay. throw out any last questions here.
You guys are all so talkative in the Telegram channel. So
We've had some good chats. We definitely tried to advertise this a little bit beforehand, but hopefully as we make it more regular,
some giraffe. Yeah, right. Yeah,
uh,
stuffed giraffe. I'll get one of those.
as we make it more regular, we can you guys will know what to expect and when to expect it. Not committing to it all that Tuesday nights at 7:30 Mountain Time are going to be that time, but this is not that difficult of a thing to do, and I think it's a lot of fun to interact with you guys and just talk with everyone. So
Yeah, for sure. I think we can even just start we can tee up some stuff too, right? To have.
Not touching that one.
Yeah. Yeah. You have to be a little bit more established, I think, before you can go there.
gotta have that blue check mark.
That's right. It's like tenure or whatever, you know.
Okay. Well, if anybody has anything else, feel free to speak it. Otherwise, I'd say we'll shut it down here, and I will over the next day try to get some clips put together from this, and we'll post that to the YouTube page, and we'll be sure to tweet those out as well. I think the major thing is for people to watch out for on our social media page is that we will very soon be releasing a sign-up page for SPOs. And as we get new SPOs signed on for Release 2, we'll be for sure showcasing them and letting everybody know who we have in the pipeline. And I think one of the things we are going to try to focus on this time is also to do our best to keep everyone up to date on where the project is as we're moving into Release 2, and kind of make sure we communicate the date for the Release 2 launch plenty ahead of time, so we can really let everyone get excited and be ready for that big day, because we will be excited, and we hope you guys will be too.
That's right. Yep. We'll looking forward to the next one.
Yep.
Anything else, Willie? Dylan?
That's it.
Okay, I've got
See you guys next time.
Yeah, I've got a sweet ending page here I'm gonna click over to. Hopefully, oh man, look at that animation, such wow. Yeah. And that will be it for tonight. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you next time.